Hello there, welcome to Node University Short Lectures. My name is Azat Mardan. I am the founder and creator of Node University. In this short lecture, let's talk about microservices because microservices has been the most popular buzzword in the last couple of years. What is really a microservice? So the short answer that the microservice is really a small application. It's a small, tiny application. So a service, which is a web-based application to provide some services to other applications, to the clients. So we break it down into smaller applications. So the core concept in microservices is decomposition. You take a large monolithic application or a service and you break it down into smaller applications. That allows you to scale only a particular part of that smaller application. So you break it down and scale only the needed parts. You do not have to spend resources into scaling the entire big thing. You only scale the small things which you want, which you need, the micro things. So how does it work in practice? So let's say I have a RESTful API. And in that RESTful API, I have three endpoints: orders, products, and customers. So a customer can purchase a product and that will create a new order. Now let's say I have very limited number of customers and I don't get new customers that often. But the customers, they like to have a lot of orders. They are good repeated customers. They like to buy a lot. So if I have all the three endpoints in my, let's take Node for example, in my Express application, I would have /orders, /products, /customers, and all the CRUD related to that. I'll have get, post, delete, and update. But let's say I don't actually need to create customers that often. So that's not my bottleneck. My bottleneck is creating orders, so post orders. So why not decompose this API? Why not take that post orders and move it and create a separate application for that? I would typically put it into a container because container, it's a very portable, very mobile way to create applications. And I would upload it into my AWS registry and deploy from there using AWS Elastic Container Service. Or I could use some other cloud service as well or build my own infrastructure. So the benefit is that I can scale independently. I don't even have to use Node.js for my decomposed microservice. I could switch to Elixir. I could go back to Python or even use PHP. So it's truly a polyglot environment. You can scale faster. Another concept related to microservices, it's called loose coupling. So basically we're decoupling the dependencies and they work independently of each other. So loose coupling generally is a good concept. Now let's talk about the downsides of microservices. So let's say I use containers. I don't have to use containers, but let's say I'm using containers. In this case, I need the entire new orchestration, the deployment, how to build the containers, how to put them in the cloud registry. And then I need some service to monitor that my containers are still running. Without containers, there's even more work. I need to create new VMs. I need to create testing for that. So the whole entire infrastructure needs to be created or at least copied and modified for this new microservice, because microservice is like any other application. It's just a small application. So that's the downside. The downside is that you increase your maintenance. And let's take Uber. Uber has 2,500 microservices. So now it's very hard to maintain all of them. So now in some companies, the push is actually, no, let's leave some of those bigger applications. And we would rather spend more money on this lack of performance, but we're not going to spend increase in the maintenance. Okay, so there's no perfect solution. It's a trade-off. Do you want to have better scaling because everything is decomposed and you can scale only the parts that you really need to scale? Or would you rather spend less on maintenance and less on trying to debug those microservices and deploy them, having just a giant application? So it's up to you. Thank you for listening to this Node University short lecture, and I'll see you in the next one.